Is there one thing in your life that you were taught to be true that you wish you weren't because it would have made life so much easier for you? It's a question Candy posed in our latest mini episode of Drop the Stones, of basically dealing with some of the religious upbringing we had and if it would have been beneficial and how beneficial it would have been to not have any one doctrine that we were taught and how that would change our lives and how different the lives would be and if we would even be together anymore. And I think if anyone was sitting here that has a religious background were to stop and think about it for a little bit, they could probably come up with a list as long as their arm of things that they wish they didn't follow in their earlier lives, things that they learned to be untrue or unsubstantiated or just unpractical. And in the episode, we kind of meshed through a couple of our examples. Mine was kind of the gender role type idea, how just finding equality and figuring out what works best for each of us and what we're best at and what we're most suited for really just provided more time at the end of the day for both of us to have time for each other and time to pursue our own interests and hobbies and whatever we may want to be. And I'm sure a lot of people could come up with their own examples. Feel free to leave comments on what you have in the past. But the thing is that it was a valuable experience. It's a learning experience in life. It was something that was just a teaching lesson for us to have to go through. For some reason, we probably had to in our own minds and ways of reasoning and cognitive ability to have to go through the experiences of dealing with some of these restrictions that were placed upon us, these rules and regulations that held us in a check and accountable and held us under the thumb of the systematic control. Because maybe we're just, like myself, too stubborn and pig-brained to want to have to be able to learn something just by reading it and understanding it. I have to actually go through the experience and feel it and understand that, yeah, I didn't like that. That wasn't good for me. And to actually experience and participate, it was a valuable lesson to learn, to understand the oppression that was given and the just how much it took away from life in general. So I look back on it and I fondly wish that I didn't have to do it, but I also glad that I did because it was a true learning experience, one that gave me a lot of insight in how do things work in the world and how these systems want to control and manipulate us. So even though it was a rough time, it was a valuable lesson.